So let's start this practice then, just by seeing if you can bring your attention to the fact that you're breathing. So what does that mean? Well, if you think of your attention as being a little bit like the beam of a torch in a darkened room, the beam of the torch would light up only the bit that you shine it on. Let's see if we can shine our attention just on our breath for a moment. So you may want to start simply by just locating where you breathe from, whether it's the gateways of the nostrils or the mouth. Actually just seeing if you can put your whole attention in this area. See what you can notice. Perhaps it's a tingling sensation, or a cool, or a warmth. Perhaps you notice the breath being a bit laboured if you're blocked up or not feeling so well. Perhaps you notice it being really smooth. Just becoming aware of your breath at the place where it enters your body. Allowing your attention to widen slightly. So imagine you're turning the end of that torch and the beam is getting wider. Letting it follow the breath as the breath tracks around the body, down the throat, into the lungs. As it also leaves the body. Just simply becoming aware of your breath. Of course, your mind, being human, may at any time decide to take you a few steps away from being with the breath by taking you off on thoughts. Maybe they're thoughts about the breath, maybe they're memories, worries, maybe they're random thoughts, things you've got to do tomorrow, things that have happened today. Wherever they go, it's not a sign that you're doing anything wrong. Your task is simply to notice that the mind has wandered, that it was there, it was on the breath, and yet the mind took you a step or two away. Notice where the mind went. And then when you're ready, gently guide the mind, the attention, the awareness, back to the breath. As we turn the end of our torchlight and widen the beam a little bit more, see if you can become aware of all that happens around the breath. Perhaps all the muscles that are involved. Perhaps the sound of your breath. Or the movement, the rise and fall of your belly, shoulders. And if at any point this awareness leads you to notice that there's something that it might be helpful for you to change in order to be comfortable and take part, then you might want to make that part of the practice. For instance, if you notice that your shoulders are really high up, really tense, perhaps just allowing them some gentle movement and allowing them to settle as you pay attention to the breath in the present moment. When you're ready, we're going to move our attention. I'm going to guide you through moving your attention to your hands. But should for one reason or another you choose to move your attention to a different area of your body, like your feet or your legs or your face, then feel free to do so. Just using my guidance as a light guidance and exploring the area that you've chosen. What I'd like you to do, if it feels right for you, is just see if you can imagine that as you take a breath, that you could breathe right the way down your body, down your shoulders and your arms, into your hands, right the way into the very tips of your fingers, and that you could use that breath to carry your awareness to the tips of your fingers. And that this would allow you to bring your attention to your fingertips. Just simply becoming aware of anything there is to become aware of in your fingertips. There's no right or wrong. Perhaps you notice touch if your fingers are touching your legs or something else, or each other. Perhaps you notice tingling or warmth or cool, or simply a blank. If that's what you notice here right now, noticing a blank is every bit as much of an experience as anything else that you may notice in that moment. Simply becoming aware of it. Allowing your torchlight to light up your fingertips. But also, as we widen that torchlight, to light up the whole of your fingers. You may want to, at this point, it's up to you, you may want to wiggle your fingers and thumbs. See if you can tune into the sensations of gentle movement. Just noticing what this is like for you. When you're ready, if it feels okay for you to do, widening that torch slightly more to take into account, to become aware of and to notice not just the fingertips and the fingers, but also the palms of your hands, the backs of your hands. wish to include the wrists. You might choose at this point to continue focusing on both hands at once, or to focus on one in particular. Whatever you choose to do, just bringing your attention as fully as you can to your hand or hands, or wherever you've chosen to focus on. Of course, the mind may take you away from the experience of being with the hands. It might take you to thoughts and feelings, memories, worries. Some places it takes you might feel connected, others might not. It's just what the mind does, and it's not a sign that you're doing anything wrong. And it's an opportunity for you to observe your mind and notice where it took you in this moment. And when you're ready, just guide your attention back to the hands. If you find that your mind struggles to stay with the hands and you want to choose to move your hands, to wiggle them, to clench them, to release them, and doing so, making the movement a part of the practice, where you become very aware of the intention to move and the actual movement itself, tuning into every muscle, every bone, every ligament. So not so much thinking about the hands, but putting your mind right there in the hands, feeling them, experiencing them as best you can in this moment. You may wish in this moment to also take a bit of time to become aware of the journey of your hands over the last half an hour or so. What might they have touched? What might they have felt like? What sensations would have been present? Simply tracking the journey of your hands right up until this moment as you sit or lay here, tuning in best you can to just being with whatever experience your hands are having right now. If you would like to and it feels right for you, you may want to take a moment just to open your eyes and take a look at your hands. So bringing the quality of beginner's mind, this quality of seeing or being with something as though it's for the first time. Look at your hands as though you've never seen them before. Perhaps noticing where the light shines on them, the shadows, the lines. The veins, jewellery. Becoming familiar with the hands that we see each and every day, yet rarely pay attention to until there's a problem. And when you feel ready, just letting your eyes close again. And just putting your mind back within your hands, noticing whatever there is to be noticed right now in this moment. You may want to even take a moment to just experience a feeling of gratitude towards your hands, perhaps noticing one thing that they've allowed you to do today that you value, that's important to you. When you're ready and it feels right for you, letting your attention just return to where we started, to the breath. As you lay or sit here, breathing. In this place of simply being with yourself and your breath. As we rest in awareness of the breath, you may wish to congratulate yourself for taking this time to nurture yourself, to get to know yourself, to bring your mind and your body back together. And although as we come to a close we will ring the bells, it may be that you choose not so much to have an ending to this meditation, but to see if you can bring your awareness to your hands a little bit more in the next moments of your day. Or perhaps forming the resolve to kind of drop your awareness into your hands every now and then over the coming week. Just bring a little bit of mindfulness to your everyday.